All right, we got Nathan Nazareth here. Nathan, great to have you. Give us a quick intro, who you are, and just some primary health goals before working with us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks, Martin. So my name's Nathan Nazareth. I've been sort of an internet entrepreneur, if you will, for the past 6 years. Just been doing e-commerce and kind of branched out to affiliate marketing, info products, software, personal branding, the whole kind of nine there. But as far as like my health and fitness journey goes, I grew up actively playing sports at a high level. So I was just kind of always involved in these kind of communities and staying tapped with other people who are on, similar journeys, throughout the years. And somewhere along that journey of me, switching from, I guess, an athlete to a businessman, I kind of let my health slide a little bit. And this seems to be pretty common with a lot of people in my position. It's difficult to, run a business full time, especially if you're new to it. And also, maintain possibly the same level of activity that you did before. So first thing for me was that my activity levels dropped. I was no longer playing sports. I was no longer committed to any forms of teams or anything like that. And so my routine to stay in shape just kind of fell upon my own shoulders. And I hit the gym a couple of times a week, but I really wasn't seeing much results. And I inevitably started going in the opposite direction because I wasn't, getting the proper nutrition that I needed. I wasn't following correct sort of training protocols. And as much as I realistically could have and I should have put these things into practice earlier, yet again, it was a lot of a time thing for me because I wanted to commit all of my energy, focus, and time towards my business. So that really took away from ultimately me looking after myself. And so, somewhere along that journey is when I reached out to you guys. Eon, your co-founder, I went to high school with him. And so he was always in amazing shape. And so I think Eon was my first point of contact. I reached out to him and, he was setting up Optimability with you during that period. So I was actually, pretty early on to your guys' business, came in as a client and you guys got me back on track. So, for reference, I guess back then when I first joined on with you guys, I was probably sitting at about 195 or 200 pounds, probably 25%, 27% body fat even maybe. It was not the best time for my physical shape. Growing up, I'd always been relatively lean, probably 15, 16% body fat, playing sports, feeling good, strong. And then, those sort of years thereafter just kind of went down the landslide. But in working with you guys, it definitely kicked things up to a whole nother gear. But
yeah, well, we appreciate you being around for so long. I know that you've been with us for almost 3 years when we first started Optimability. So you're day one, and I guess I'm curious for the people to know what's kind of the difference that you notice when your health is at its peak when it comes to like thriving in life and business. How does that make a difference for you?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, I always like to think of when I do, one thing really well, I'll inevitably do the other sort of aspects of my life very well as well. And, in that sort of periods of time where I was, my health was falling apart, yes, I was making progress in my business, but realistically not as fast as I could have been had I been in better shape and more dialed with my, nutrition and training, because these things do play a massive role. I think people overlook sort of the basics and the fundamentals. And nowadays I'm all about investing as much as possible back into the fundamentals. So sleep, hydration, nutrition, training, because these things, they increase my energy, they increase my productivity, they increase my focus. They allow me to make better, smarter decisions, especially as I progress in my career as well. I think, in the beginning when I was just an entry stage hustler doing whatever I could, at that point I just had so much momentum and so much firepower to wake up and attack what I was working on every single day. But inevitably as time went by, you lose some of that motivation and some of that spark, and that's the truth of it. And if you're not dialed in from a health standpoint, you won't be able to make it through or make it out of those kind of slumps that inevitably happen as an entrepreneur. That sort of period, that almost recession slump like period that I fell into, lasted a lot longer and impacted my career a lot more than I would have liked it to. But yeah, like I said, happy to be here because we inevitably turned it back around in working with you guys, dialed in the fundamentals, and then got right back on the horse. And we made a lot of progress business wise as well over the past couple of years.
Yeah, super stoked to hear that. And we're just getting started too. So what was the most surprising thing to you about working with the team here at Optimability?
Yeah, I think the most surprising thing for me was really just how you guys were able to kind of blend all of the different components of health and integrate that into my life in a very seamless approach and seamless way, meaning that there wasn't much friction and there wasn't much, difficulty involved on my side side to get everything going. I mean, when it comes to the training plans, you guys will have that set up for me every single week, and you'll be adjusting them as you see fit and as my training increases and my progress improves. And then also on the nutrition side, again, same thing, adapting and adjusting these meal plans without me even having to think about it. And I think that is something that I wasn't quite expecting in the service, at least from the beginning, because it's a very difficult thing to do, because you guys have to be tapped in to me and care about my health from a holistic approach. You can't just do a plug and play template for each one of your clients. The surprising thing is you're able to maintain this sort of level of consistency with every client that you bring on, in terms of having that customizable approach to the individual's needs, because every single person is going to be in a completely different position. You can't just plug and play health into people's lives, because someone coming in at 250 pound former football player is going to be completely different than some scrawny online guy that's never touched a weight in his life. And so each person needs to be treated differently depending on sort of where they currently are with their journey. And I think that's something that was surprising, that you're able to do that so well and so effectively for me as well.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. How much time would you say you invest in cooking, cleaning, and kind of just like taking care of your health per week?
Yeah, I would say in terms of taking care of my health, training wise, I'm really enjoying my training right now. So I'm investing an hour or two a day roughly into training. When it comes to the sort of nutrition side of things, cooking, cleaning, all that, I'm quite literally investing zero time into it. And that's thanks to you guys. I always told myself when I first, started getting into this online world and making money, I told myself, one day when I'm making a solid amount of money, I never want to touch a dish again in my life. Working with you guys, I've really made that promise come true, as we now have somebody that comes in multiple times a week to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, make sure the entire house is sorted for me so that I don't have to touch anything. And now it's like the majority of my time, if it's not spent working, then it's spent having fun. So.
Yeah. That's awesome to hear. Final question here. What would you say to the people that are on the fence about partnering with Optimability and having us come into the house, automate health, testing, training, everything?
Yeah, I would say, there really isn't a downside that I can think of. You can try to go and figure all this stuff out on your own, but it's likely going to take you maybe a few years, potentially even longer. I mean, you and Eon both, you don't just talk out of your ass on social media. You guys obviously both accomplish big things in the realm of health and fitness. And on top of that, you guys are just dialed and focused on your business. I mean, I see it. We live in the same city. I see you guys are making a lot of progress with your business and your health. So there's quite honestly nobody better that I can think of to learn from and to have set everything up for you. So yeah, I would just say, if you're on the fence, just go for it. Nothing bad can happen. You guys are great guys as well. You don't screw anybody around or screw anybody over. So if anybody, has any issues or any complaints, I'm sure you guys will handle that very swiftly. And again, everything's very, tailored to the individual. You and Eon have been working with me very closely, and I know you give that same level of attention and care to all of your clients. So if you guys are on the fence, just know that, it's not only just sort of health systems that you guys are getting and all this stuff set up for you, but it's also that relationship and sort of that ongoing support from you and Eon and the rest of the team as well, who all do a fantastic job.
Yeah, amazing. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you for the time.
Of course. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, if you want real results and you're ready to have me and my team at Optimability take the guesswork out of your life, this means no more cooking, no more cleaning, no grocery shopping, and then you also don't have to worry about cookie cutter fitness plans, fad supplements, and even you will stay optimized when traveling. If you want all that, just click the link in the description, schedule a one-on-one call, or we'll have a chat about your unique health goals so we can put together a roadmap for you on that call. And if you choose to proceed, we'll just guide you through a fully customized blueprint, ensuring a smooth transition into our systems and immediate results. So worst case, you walk away with a free blueprint. And if that all sounds great, book your call now and let's get to work.